Okay, we're ready to get started with our second day of number talks today. Let's remember what our signal is. If you know the answer, show me what you should do. Well, good. Some of us started to raise our hands, but then we remembered we were going to put thumbs up. Show me what the signal is for I'm still thinking. Excellent. Today I'm going to tell you one more thing about your signal. If you know the answer, you can do thumbs up. Yesterday we started talking about different strategies. Yesterday we solved some problems by using counting on, make a 10, decomposing numbers. And today when you have your thumb up, if you've got your thumb up and we're still waiting, you can start to think of other ways. Maybe you've tried it by you doing counting on. Maybe you want to try to solve it a different way, a different strategy. If you know more than one way to do it, you can keep putting up a finger for all the ways that you know how to do it. So if I see your fingers like this, that's telling me I know 3 ways to solve that problem. So once you know your answer, you can keep thinking of new ways to do it and show it with your fingers, okay? We ready for our first problem? Five plus 5. Oh. Looking to see who has one way to solve it, who might have more than one way to solve it. Okay, Jayla, what's 5 plus 5? How'd you figure that out?
Because we have double.
Okay, because it's a double. Knowing our doubles facts can help us solve problems we don't know, so it's very important that we know our double facts. Who can give me an example of another double fact besides 5 plus 5? Brianna?
10 plus 7.
7 plus 7. We could have 10 plus 10, 20 plus 20. All of those doubles would help us. So we could solve this problem by using the strategy of using doubles. Who solves it a different way? Or who knew it a different way? Ethan?
I said if that equals 10, I wanted to keep on going. I said if 10 equals 20, you should try 15. It still equals 5. So I was making sure my work was right.
Okay, so maybe you thought of, well, what if I had 3 5s or keep going on, I could use other facts to help me as well. You're right. Anyone used a different way besides doing the doubles? Aiden?
I did 5 plus 6 and I got 11. And I knew, so 6 is 1 more than 5. So I knew 5 plus 5 would be 2.
Okay, so we've used doubles, and then you knew 5 plus 6 was 11, so that means 5 plus 5 would be 10. So if you didn't know the double 5 plus 5, you could use another fact if you knew 5 plus 6 is 11. Do you think that this fact could help us solve other problems?
Yeah.
Maybe. Let's take a look at this next one. 5 plus 6 plus 5. When you know it, thumbs up. Remember, if you know more than one way. I saw a lot of thumbs go up really quickly. Hunter, what's 5 plus 6 plus 5?
16.
How'd you figure that out?
Because 5 plus 5 is 10. Plus 6 equals 16.
So you took them, it was 5 plus 6 plus 5, and you changed the order and did 5 plus 5, and 5 plus 5 is 10, and 10 plus 6 is 16. What could we call that strategy that Hunter used? What might we call that, Michael?
Make a 10.
Make a 10. She made a 10. Why do we want to count? Why do we want to make a 10? Why would making a 10 be helpful? Why is it good to make a 10? Desiree?
Because a 10 can make you be closer to that answer.
Okay, so the 10 is going to help us get closer to our answer. What's very helpful about a 10? Why do we like 10s? Karis?
It makes things easier to count.
Okay, it makes things easier to add. Is it easy to add 10 plus 6 more?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So if I can find a 10, I just can add 6 on real quickly. It's very easy to add on to a 10. What else could we call that strategy? It wasn't just make a 10. How else could we call it? What other strategy could have been used to do that? Up here we did doubles and we made a 10, or we used other facts. So could we also call this a double? What double did we use?
5.
5 and 5. Who has another way that we could solve this? Faith?
I remembered that 5 plus 6 was 11, then I added 5 more and it gave me 16.
Okay, how did you figure out that 11 plus 5 was 16?
Because I put the 11 in my head and I counted at 5.
Okay, so she used it counting on here to help her get from 11 to 16. Who solved it a different way? Anyone do it a different way? Christina, what did you do?
I did 5 plus 5. Actually, I knew that 5
And then I counted 4 more, and that was 17. So I took away 1, and it equals 16.
Okay, so you went on and went on 4 more to do 17. Oops, 4 more to do 17, and then you took off the 1. Now you did a lot of changing around numbers for that. Can we do that with numbers?
Yes.
What might be the problem with doing a lot of changing around of numbers? When we take a look at what Christina did, she added the 3, and then she added 4, and then she stepped back 1. And when we look at these, a lot of times, sometimes we get confused with how we're talking about these numbers. But are we allowed to do that with numbers?
Yes.
Can it work that way?
Yes.
Yeah, we just want to keep careful to look at our steps and what we're doing. One more strategy. Aiden, what'd you do?
I knew 5 plus 5 plus 5 was 15, but I knew 6 was 1 more than 5, so I knew 5 plus 5 would be 10. So I just added 6 more, and I got 16.
Okay, so first you said that you knew 5 plus 5 plus 5 was 15. Do we see 5? Who sees a 5 plus 5 plus 5 in here? Does anyone see 5 plus 5 plus 5 in this problem? Do we see 5? Yes. Plus 5?
No.
Is there a 5 inside there, though?
Yes.
What if we broke that 6 up and we broke it into 5, and what would be left? 1. So we've got 5 plus 5 plus 5, which is 15. And then what did Aiden do with that extra 1? He added it on. So he actually broke it up into all 5s. Okay, last one we're going to look at today very quickly. 5 plus 9 plus 5. Remember, if you've already thought of one, think of another. Okay, Celeste, what's 5 plus 9 plus 5? How'd you figure that out? 5 plus 5 is 10, and then 10 more, or 9 more makes 19. What can we call that strategy that she used? What would you call it, Celeste? You used it as doubles, so she was thinking, I see a double, I know. Could we call that strategy anything else? What else could we call that? Landon?
Make it 10.
We could call make a 10 because adding on to that 10 made it really easy. Who did it a different way? Jayla, what did you do?
I knew that 9 plus 5 equals 14, and I knew that 4 plus 5 equals 9. So 14 plus 5 is equal 19.
Okay, so since you knew 4 plus 5 was 9, you knew 14 plus 5 would be 19. Okay, did anyone do it a different way, Faye?
I made my 9 into a 10, and I knew that 10 plus 5 was 15, and then 15 plus 5 was 20, so, and then I subtracted 20 from 1.
And got 19. So she thought, oh, you know, if this 9 is not a pretty number, is it? 9's not easy to add on to things, is it?
No.
Not usually. So one way we can do that is we could change it to an easier number, right? Faith did that. She changed the 9 into a 10, so she could do 10 plus 5 and add on the 5 more. But then at the end, she had to take it back. Here at the beginning, to change the 9 into a 10, what did she have to add to the 9?
A 1.
A 1. She had to do 9 plus 1 to get it to turn into a 10. And then at the end, what did she have to do with that 1?
Take it back.
She had to take it back. Does anyone know what we call that strategy, where you might add something on the front of the problem and then take it away at the end? Ethan?
Make it a 10 and subtract 1.
Well, you could call it make a 10 and subtract 1, because this happened to be a 10. But we may find later this week that you don't have to always do it with a 10. There's a big word for that. Anyone have a guess? Okay, that word is called compensation. Say that. Compensation. If you compensate someone, you pay them for what they did. If I come and I mow your grass for you this weekend and you want to compensate me for my time, you're going to pay me for it. Compensation with numbers means that I can give something at the beginning of the problem and take it back at the end, or take something out at the beginning of the problem and put it back at the end. That's what Faith did. She said, this 9, I'm going to put 1 more with it to make the problem easier, and then at the end, I'm going to take it back out. I'm going to remember that I took it back out. You guys did a great job with number talks. Let's look back at our strategies today. Which ones did we have? Did we see counting on happen?
Yes.
Did we see make a 10 happen?
Yes.
Decomposing numbers. Were we decomposing numbers?
No.
Yes.
Where did we decompose numbers?
6.
Here, that 6, we changed it into a 5 and a 1, so we had some decomposing of numbers there. And then we learned this new strategy word. What's this strategy word? Compensation. Faith might have introduced us to something that we should really try the next few days. You guys did a great job today, and we'll do another number talk tomorrow. Good job, guys.
Bye, Miss Shaw.